Okay, where do you want to get to?
I don't know, but I do want to mention that because you brought up Bryant. When Frankie... This is Vin's favorite story.
Vin. Oh, you're okay. Yeah,
My brother-in-law.
I was
So,
like, Vin? Who the fuck is Vin?
when Frankie was in high school, he was very active in, like, he was in the school play, the main character.
Damn right.
You know, he would read announcements.
I am Don Quixote.
Yeah, he was Don Quixote. And the fiddler.
I was not the fiddler. I played Avram the bookkeeper. Remember Perchik, who started all
We're
the
not
trouble.
gonna do this. So, anyway, in high school, Frankie was, like, involved in all this shit, right? And he would read the announcements. He was friends with all the teachers and everything. So, but there was this one day that our other friends who are a year younger than us are also in the school, and, like, they're used to Frankie reading the announcements or whatever. And on this particular day, my friend Dylan was telling us the story, and he's like, I'm in class, and I'm just, like, have my head down at my desk, and I hear Frankie over the PA system, like, reading the announcements, like, oh, get your money in for the prom, like, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end of the announcements...
So before you get into this, so it was a thing that, like, in New York City public schools, the announcements came on. It was like, all right, everybody, listen up. I don't know if you want to know, but if you got to get your dues in. And, like, you couldn't fucking hear a thing.
Right.
And it was just boring and, like, monotone. So, of course, when they asked me to do it, I only did it, like, 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
When they asked me to do it, I was like, all right, but I'm going to make people listen. And they were like, how are you going to do that? I was like, I'm going to make a joke or something. And they're like, all right, take it easy. Like, don't say anything ridiculous. So I was like, all right, no, I was respectful. My mom worked at my school, so I didn't want to get either of us in trouble.
Yeah.
So I was like,
She'll also come to your class and fuck you up.
my mom would have roundhoused me in the middle of fucking film class.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't worry, I promise. Like, I won't say anything inappropriate. I won't say anything bad. And they're like, okay. So the first time I did it, I was so nervous. I sprinted downstairs because it was like, oh shit, I gotta go do this. I sprinted downstairs and I was like, I pledge allegiance. And I was fucking nervous. And at the end, I was like, you stay classy, Bryant. I'm Ron Burgundy. And, like, just a little thing like that.
Yeah.
And people, like, I heard, like, I was walking back to class and the people in my class were like, yo, that was so stupid but funny.
Yeah.
It's like, thank you. And then through time, I was, like, trying to figure out, I did the Burgundy one again. And then I was like, yo, what can I say that's going to get people to laugh? So go ahead, tell the story from Dylan's perspective.
Dylan's in class, and he's like, yeah, Frankie's doing the announcements or whatever, and then it's time, and then he's like wrapping it up when usually he would say, you stay classy, Bryant, I'm Ron Burgundy. But instead he says,
and that's the bottom line, 'cause Stone Cold said so. And fucking cut it off.
did you say?
What did you do? Uh-oh.
Oh, we're recording. We're good. No, and then didn't they run into the room like, you're fucking dumb?
Dude, so the way that there was like this giant ass fucking machine at the back of the main office. And in the main office at the time was the assistant principal of, like, the science department. Mm-hmm. And he was like a very old school, very cool. Like, we were super cool. Like, I had a class with him. He was awesome, really nice guy. But he's definitely one of those, like, people like the teachers run the school, not the students. Like, the teachers, like, I'll take 4 weeks off if I want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I did that, and probably rightfully so. As soon as I shut it off, I was with a girl. I think I was with a classmate of mine, and she, like, looked at me like, there's no way you did that. And he stopped me. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, do you think you run this school or something? And I'm like, I have a smile on my face, and he just starts barking at me. And the principal's office was right next door. So the principal comes in, and he's like, Frankie, into my office. I was very cool with the principal. Fucking like this. And he goes, dude, what did you say? I told him what I said. He goes, did you say anything irresponsible or disrespectful or homophobic or vulgar? I was like, no. He goes,
homophobic?
Yeah, I mean, he went through the laundry list of things I could have said, basically.
You stay classy, Bryant. That's gay. The button, like, the fuck.
Yeah, like, the fucking AP was reacting like I went, all right, Brian, have a good day. Suck my fucking dick. I'm like, no. And I was like, no, man, I didn't say it. He goes, all right, listen, like, you're done. You can't do this anymore. I was like,
Oh.
okay. And
Dude.
I walked out of that class, out of that office. Like, I felt like I was fucking Breakfast Club walking out, like, onto the field. Like, I heard the laughter from the room.
Ugh.
And I got upstairs to, like, a fucking round of applause. And people were like, yo, you're crazy.
I remember when Dylan told that story. It was unreal.
Yeah.
When he told me that, I was fucking dying, dude.
Dude, it was so great. But hindsight, should have been suspended.
Maybe, but
I mean,
worth it.
I could have said so much worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
At the time, you know, like I could have just been like, you know, have a great day, Bryant. Just make sure you spit in my mouth, you little piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Why would that be bad?
Could have went with it.
Yeah, I don't know.
You were a little troublemaker. You don't tell as many stories as me. That's why people think I was like fucking baby Hitler.
I wasn't in high school. I was a very good boy.
Middle school, you were a little douchebag.
I was fucked up.
You were a little douchebag,
But I got into some bouts with a Chinese Spanish teacher.
and I remember that.
Yeah, Miss Shi.
Yeah. Oh.
That was her name.
And then in high school you weren't. I feel like you couldn't be bad in high school because you were like they'd kill you.
It was Catholic school. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
they would put a bullet in your eyes.
or they'd they'd do some stuff.
Yeah.
Which they did do some stuff. Not to me. But like there was like an investigation.
I was about to. Holy shit!
There was an investigation open
Really?
way after. Like this was like within 5 years. There was like an investigation.
God damn! Any like teachers that you had or knew?
No. No, I don't think so. But like the principals in hot water.
Really? There was so many. Like I don't know if there were ever investigation. I know one teacher was just like fired for fucking a student. And there were so many other like stories or rumors that of basically of students like, yo, do you know how fucking like, you know how wild that is? Like being a high school teacher and fucking a 16-year-old student.
Good God.
What? Who was it? There was some comedian who was like, this happened and the student died because of excessive high-fiving. I remember I saw that.
It's like the South Park episode was like, was she hot? And he's like, yeah. And he goes, nice.
But like, I didn't. Yeah, dude.
Was there oral sex involved? Yeah. Nice.
That's the trick. You're rewriting the story here because
I don't rewrite anything.
you rewrite the story. You and I, growing up, were 1A, 1B.
That's true.
We did pretty much the exact same shit. It's just I talk about it and you don't.
Your stories are just funnier than mine.
Your stories are funny, but you just, I think
I also don't omit. What are you talking? This is like a myth.
it's not a myth.
And also, you're here now, so they're gonna come out.
I'm not looking forward to it.
So you guys can look forward to all the stories coming
Yeah,
out.
a lot of stories.
We're not holding back here.
Yeah,
all right?
Joey already gave me the lowdown, and he said you need to not hold back,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna.
Don't hold it.
Yeah.